Good evening, everybody, from Wesley United Church in St. John's, Newfoundland. Welcome to Sing the Story. This is our second Sing the Story gathering, following the popularity of our inaugural sing-along back in November of 2021. For the next 1 hour, our audience right here in beautiful Wesley United will raise the roof, won't you, ladies and gentlemen, by joining our voices to many great, timeless, old gospel songs. It does not matter to me or to anyone else here how religious you are or how good you think your singing voice is. This is purely a simple coming together to shake off all the winter blues or the winter blahs or whatever you want to call them, and to send out lots of messages of joy and love and hope and peace to a world I think we can all agree sorely needs these kinds of messages right about now. We're broadcasting live on VOWR Radio and on Wesley United Church's Facebook and YouTube channels. Those of us here inside this gorgeous and safe and comforting place of worship and friendship, we're determined to make everybody watching and listening from home feel comforted and welcome and invited. We feel the presence of everybody out there in online and radio land, and we want you to sing right along with us with all of your might as well, right from your living rooms. This special broadcast ministry is as simple as it gets. It's all music, all the time. So no matter where you are, we're all very glad to have you with us all tonight. My name is David Chafe, and I'll be your host right here at the piano for the next hour. And the singing is going to be led by an incredible team. They're scattered throughout the building of vocalists who will take turns at the microphone, and they're going to invite you to join along. Everyone here, I think, has a hymn book. If not, just kind of wave your arm up in the air. We're singing from a hymnal, an old hymnal that was used here in the church years ago called Praise Our Songs and Hymns. For those of you watching at home, and if you don't have one of those books, well, thanks to Wesley's own video master tucked away up there in the balcony, Mark Chafe, you're going to see words right on your screen. And as well, links to the song sheets for tonight are available for viewing or printing on Wesley's YouTube and Facebook channels. You are not here to hear David Chafe talk, however. We are all here to sing. So let's get things rolling. Here is Annabeth Lovey's and the great old classic, In the Sweet By and By. Let's hear you, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the
Throughout the evening, I'm going to have a little chat with each of our soloists. I'm not sure they know yet exactly what we're going to talk about. We'll kind of roll with it. Hey, Deneen? Deneen Morgan is up next, another great old gospel classic, ladies and gentlemen. This is number 554 in your praise hymnal, and reading along on the screen at home, The Old Rugged Cross. Deneen Morgan. Thank you. Here's somebody who knows Wesley United Church probably like her own house. Eleanor Wenzel, you are a lifelong member of Wesley, I believe, 40-some-odd years? That makes you 41. Everybody enjoying the music so far? Yes. Excellent. Eleanor Wenzel and Just a Closer Walk. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if one person was going to show up or 1,001 people. We ended up with a good crowd then, as we do tonight. And I went home to a lot of very wonderful messages, text messages and emails and the whole bit. And the most common response I got from a lot of people was, I have not heard that song for years and years and years. So isn't this, I hope all of this music tonight is taking everybody back to a special time in your life. And Jennifer Pinson-Barnes, another Wesley stalwart, is with us now. Jennifer, I think this song means something to you. Tell me how this song speaks to you.
Well, actually, this song was sung both at my father's and my grandmother's funerals.
My goodness.
We'll see if I can get through it.
Well, that's why I got a microphone here. So if you can't get through it, I'll help you get through it. Let's all sing with Jennifer.
Just as I am without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou rid my soul of wonder brought to Thee, whose blood can cleanse each thought. O Lamb of God, I come. Just as I am, though tossed about with many a conflict, many a doubt, fightings and fears within, without, O Lamb of God, I come. Just as I am, poor wretched blind, sight reaches healing of the mind. Yea, all I need in Thee to find, O Lamb of God, I come. Just as I am, Thou wilt receive, wilt welcome, pardon, cleanse, relieve, because Thy promise I believe. O Lamb of God, I come, I come.
Nicely done. Beautiful. There might be a couple of tunes tonight that not everybody knows as well. I'm pretty sure there is not a human being who does not know the next song on our program, and it is going to be led by the only boy on the program tonight, except for me, and the youngest. Matthew Cooper has been contributing to the music ministry of Wesley United Church for, well, as long as I've been here, which is almost, nice glasses. Very nice, brand new glasses. For the year that I've been here, and thank you, Matthew, for contributing so much. And I'm going to embarrass him now by telling you that in just a couple of short months, he will not just be Mr. Matthew Cooper, but he will be Bachelor of Music Matthew Cooper. So let's celebrate Matthew's pending graduation with Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I
Thank you, Bachelor. Since I have come to Wesley Church and VOW obviously are interconnected, and I've always had a heart for old-time gospel music, but I have learned so much more music since coming here, and I think that's what attracts me so much to this place and that relationship between the radio station and the church. All of the style of this kind of sing-alongy gospel music reminds me of when I was a kid playing Sunday afternoon music for my grandparents, you know. It's just kind of there's something purely simple and fundamental about this music that's just, that makes these lyrics and melodies absolutely unforgettable. And Krista, I know family and music mean an awful lot to you. Every single Sunday morning, Krista comes in here first, I think, off the parking lot with your parents. Tell me about good old-fashioned gospel music in your family. And
Well, we've listened to everything to Elvis Presley, to the Gaithers, to shows on PBS, and music and church have always been such a big part of our family. And so coming to Wesley, where my dad was baptized, is a part of a continuation of our family story.
Mansion over the hilltop.
I'm satisfied with just a cottage below, a little silver and a
I think if we have a Sing the Story album at some point, that'll be on our greatest hits album. What do you think? I'm making mental notes of the songs that you sing most robustly, and that's definitely going to be a callback for Sing the Story 3. Another song that I've just gotten to know and appreciate over the last little while, by a composer I've known about for quite a long time. And this is I'd Rather Have Jesus. And here's a familiar voice and a familiar face unmasking there right now. Deborah Collins is with us. Deborah, you have an affinity for the author of this piece, George Beverly Shea. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and what you like about this song? Generally?
Well, I've just always loved his singing.
Yeah.
I just always loved the passion that he brought and the richness and the authenticity that George Beverly Shea brought to everything he sang. And of course, he wrote this one, so it was truly authentic. And I love that it puts in perspective the importance of having Christ in our lives. Mm-hmm. And of course, no one sings it like George.
I think you're about to.
Well, you know, my
No
voice
pressure.
is getting lower and lower every year, but it still hasn't reached that beautiful, rich baritone that he had. But I love to sing it anyway.
You will do it justice, absolutely. Here's Deborah Collins, I'd Rather Have Jesus, number 446.
I'd rather have Jesus than silver or gold. I'd rather be his than have riches untold. I'd rather have Jesus than houses or land. I'd rather be led by his nail-pierced hand than to be the king of a vast domain, or be held in sin's dread sway. I'd rather have Jesus than anything this world affords today. Have Jesus than tens of wars. I'd rather be faithful to his dear cause. I'd rather have Jesus than worldwide fame. I'd rather be true to his holy name than to be the king of a vast domain, or be held in sin's dread sway. I'd rather have Jesus than anything this world affords today. He's fairer than lilies of rarest bloom. He's sweeter than honey from out the comb. He's all that my hungering spirit needs. I'd rather have Jesus and let him lead than to be the king of a vast domain, or be held in sin's dread sway. I'd rather have Jesus than anything this world affords today.
Deborah Collins, thank you very much. Would be proud. One thing I've done since coming to Wesley is kind of try and reimagine music a little bit anyway, and highlight a lot of Wesley's built-in singers, I'll say. We are very fortunate to have a congregation here that is very, very musical, as you can tell. And I remember one of the first conversations as music director I had with Helen Nymore was, Helen, do you ever get nervous when you sing solo? Oh my, yes, she said, I get terrified. Now listen, for my next solo I want to do this, and after that one I want to do that. Then she had a program for all of 2022 lined up. Helen Nymore, you cannot help but smile when she sings, and she's going to sing one of the most famous, well, I think I could say that about just about every song tonight, but this one in particular, Rock of Ages, Helen Nymore. Annabeth Lovelace is a classically trained singer, but I have seen and very much enjoyed your swung gospel country style. And Precious Lord is something I've heard you sing a number of times, and you absolutely love it, I know. Annabeth is, I guess, are you a lifelong member of Wesley? Well, I know you're originally from Corner Brook. Yeah, as long as you've been in St. John's. Annabeth is originally from Corner Brook, so greetings to the Annabeth family on the West Coast. And she's also, I'm happy to say that we were finally, once restrictions started to kind of fade a little bit, we were finally able to begin a young children's choir here at Wesley called Hearts and Hands, and that's under her direction along with Andrea Stowe. It's so nice to have kids back again in church. Precious Lord, here's Annabeth Lovelace.
I am weak, I am worn.
Please, thank you so much. Deneen Morgan is on her way back up to the microphone. She's not just Deneen Morgan, she's Reverend Deneen Morgan. Deneen, why don't you fill us in a little bit about your work, because it is really interesting. You have obviously a ministry, and you're involved in healthcare, and it's been probably a double challenge for you in many ways over the last couple of years. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, absolutely. A good part of my work is in long-term care. And one of the things that I've been able to do since COVID, of course, is to share and worship with some of the residents that I work with, which is an honor and a blessing, to be sure. So we get to sing a lot of these old hymns as well. They enjoy them, and I enjoy singing them with them.
Yeah, we have our family has a relative in long-term care as well, and it strikes me most of the time when I'm walking down the corridors at Glenbrook Lodge, we can hear VOWR on a lot of radios outside of rooms and inside rooms and that sort of thing, and it's this kind of music that's playing quite often. So thank you for your contribution to Wesley's music ministry as well. Very, very grateful. Deneen, by the way, will be leading our worship musically next Sunday, the 13th. No pressure. Thank you, Deneen. So I have all of our hymn leaders here at Wesley on kind of a cycled schedule, so they know they can pretty well predict when their next Sunday is coming up. And With all due respect to the entire Wesley hymn team, who are equally fabulous, I don't know anyone who plans as much as Eleanor Wenzel, who has all of her solos. I've got them all in my binder up to, I think, January of 2023. You must lead an all-around meticulous life.
Just recycled material from...
Oh, it's recycled music. Okay, it goes back before my time. That's what it is. I love to tell the story. Here's Eleanor Wenzel again. You're singing great, everybody. Everybody doing okay? Yeah? Good stuff. No pressure to this section over here, but I'm hearing an awful lot of fabulous singing from behind me over here. I think it must be Matthew. Oh, I think that's what it is. It's Matthew Cooper and Krista Chaplin. I think Mom and Dad. I can hear my parents over there singing. So, Jennifer, this is one we just learned. Every time somebody as musically knowledgeable as Jennifer Pinson Perrin says, I don't know this one all that well, it worries me because I take it for granted that everybody knows these songs. So we'll find out now momentarily, won't we?
We'll
this
see
actually
how
has,
YouTube does.
Oh, you learned it off of YouTube, did you? This is one that I've known for a long, long time. Hopefully you know it, and if you don't, it's a simple little tune, and we'll learn it together. This is Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus.
Look at the sea.
Behind me, back over here, I'm probably going to drive my cousin Mark crazy here now, but just over my left shoulder is a plaque dedicated to Gordon Cousins and brother Jim Cousins, and they were longtime musical contributors, many, many years contributors to this church. And Mildred Cousins, I know, is watching from home this evening. She was messaging me earlier, and it so happens that the next song coming up, No Pressure, Matthew. No pressure seems to be the catchphrase of the night, but it happens to be Mildred's and her late partner, Gord Cousins' favorite hymn, and I couldn't not put it on this evening's program. So let's sing out to Mildred, who's at home, nursing a little ticklish throat, she says, but I know she's watching and I know she's singing. To Mildred and Gord, this is My Jesus, I Love Thee. So I earlier made a light of possibly having a Sing the Story Greatest Hits album. And there are only two. Maybe we should do a live album, actually. That'd be kind of nice. That would be not a bad idea. There are only 2 songs on tonight's program that are recalled from the first Sing the Story in November, and the reason I recall this one is because, no pressure, audience, this was probably the most boisterous sing-along from the first Sing the Story. Let's see if you can match our first audience. This is It Is No Secret.
The chimes of time ring out the news, another day is through. Someone slipped and fell. Was that someone you? You may have longed for added strength, your courage to renew. Do not be disheartened, for I bring hope to you. It is no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do for you. It comes wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. There is no night, for in His light you'll never walk alone. Always feel at home, wherever you may roam. There is no power can comfort you, for God is on your side. Just take Him at His promise. Don't run away and die. It is no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do for you. It comes wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. It is no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do for you. It comes wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do.
I don't know, it's a pretty close call between this audience and the last audience. Pretty good. Thank you, Krista Chaplin. Well, I want to give a shout out now to fellow broadcasters out there. VOWR has the honor of being the oldest radio station in Newfoundland and Labrador, and one of the oldest in North America and around the world. However, to our friends down the dial at 590 VOCM, there is a special anniversary that happened this year that I just picked up in the news, actually. And I know this is a show, and the song in particular has a special connection with Deborah. So happy anniversary, 70th anniversary to the Old Story on VOCM. And Deborah, tell us a little bit about your connection to the song and to the show.
Well, the program actually originated in February of 1952. And it aired first, as you say, on the Old Story. And there's a little bit of an inside joke that has always gone around that the fisheries broadcast preceded it by just a couple of months. And so we always smiled and said, well, we're basically in the same business. The fisheries broadcast talked about fishing, from the sea. And as the Lord told us, we were to be fishers of men and women. So on the Old Story, that was part of what we have always done on the Old Story. But my mom actually was one of the first soloists, and she began in 1952, shortly after the program began, and sang for 3 decades, actually. And it became a little bit of a family tradition because my brother and I followed in her footsteps,
Right.
tried to, and so it was always very sort of a special part of our heritage in the church.
Tell me the old story. Let's sing with Deborah.
Tell me the old story of unseen things above, of Jesus and his glory, of Jesus and his love. Tell me the story simply as to a little child, for I am weak and weary and helpless and defiled. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story of Jesus and his love. Tell me the story slowly, that I may take it in, that wonderful redemption, God's remedy for sin. Tell me the story often, for I forget so soon. The early dew of morning has passed away at noon. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story of Jesus and his love. Tell me the same old story when you had cause to fear that this world's empty glory is costing me to dare. Tell me the story always, if you would really in any time of trouble, a comforter to me. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story of Jesus and his love.
Are you getting tired of sitting? Would you like to stand up and sing? The next song is called Standing on the Promises. No pressure. But if you would like to stand up and sing, you're welcome to. If you'd like to remain seated, you're welcome to. Here's Helen Nymore and Standing on the Promises. Up to you guys.
Standing on the promises of Christ my King, through eternal ages let his praises ring. Glory in the highest I will shout and sing, standing on the promises of God. Standing, standing,
stand up? It's also a cheap way to get a standing ovation. Well, it's hard to believe, but we are at the end of the hour, and I apologize to our friends down the hall at the VOWR studio. We've gone a little bit over time, but I think we're in good hands down there with Albert Spurl and Glenn Chafe. I'm going to close before we get to our closing theme of the evening. Did this feel like a fast hour to you? It did, didn't it? Maybe we have to extend our shows. So I want to extend a series of thank yous, though. I can't let an evening like this go by without thanking especially Reverend Bill Mercer. I don't know where he is precisely. He's tucked away way back in that corner. Bill Mercer has been the minister of Wesley United Church for a record number of years in its 114-year history, now into his 17th or 18th year coming up, I believe. He keeps muttering about retirement, but we're going to do all we can to keep that from happening. But Bill Mercer has just given me so much incredible support in my time here so far, and I'm also honored to call you a personal friend as well. So thank you, Reverend Bill, for all of the support you give all of the music in this church. Absolutely. And
I don't mutter about retirement.
If I keep talking to you, we're going to go down a rabbit hole. I'm not going to do that. But thank you, Reverend Bill, for all of your muttering. You'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, there's an inordinate number of people named Chafe here this evening. I have my, Reverend Bill calls it the Anglican bus every Sunday. We have my family over here, my sister and my wife Joan and my parents, Bruce and Betty Chafe, and tucked away up in the balcony up there, I suggested at the start of the service this evening, is my cousin Mark Chafe. And Mark is going to not like this, but hey, I got the microphone. Mark, I believe, is more responsible for, I don't know, I'm losing the word, but popularity of Wesley's ministry, growing popularity of Wesley's ministry, particularly over the last couple of years, and that's because of his extraordinary attention to audio and visual detail. Bill and I get lots of messages every single Sunday morning about how good the service sounds and looks, and that's from all denominations. So thank you, Mark Chafe, for broadcasting this out tonight to our audience. And we have a brand new volunteer down the hallway at VOWR, and that's Glenn Chafe. Glenn, there you are. You and I are very distantly related. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But Glenn is brand new to VOWR. You'll be hearing his music and voice on our Sunday evening programming. And he's partnering tonight with Albert Spurl, who's a long, long time volunteer. Thank you to Glenn and Albert for letting me run overtime this evening. There's somebody in the building as well who said, please, when you get to your thank yous at the end of the broadcast, don't thank me. So this is me not thanking Lester Stoyles, tucked away down at the back. Lester, come out and take a bow. No, I'm just kidding. You knew I was going to do that. Lester is actually drawing the link between the church sanctuary and VOWR, and he was shoulder to shoulder with Mark all afternoon today, making sure that all of the microphones are working and making sure that we're gone out to our VOWR listeners as well. So thank you, Lester. Doreen Whalen is our VOWR station manager. And Doreen is always so gracious to allow me to interfere with regular Sunday night programming with a broadcast such as this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have some applause left over, because I'm now going to call up all of our hymn team for one more last acknowledgement. Would you please thank Annabeth Lovies, Deneen Morgan, Eleanor Wenzel, come on up everyone, Jennifer Pinson Barnes, Matthew Cooper, Krista Chaplin, Deborah Collins, and Helen Nymore is at the microphone. I gave them permission to stand around as much as they would like. So this is what I call the Wesley hymn team, and every Sunday morning you're going to hear one or more of these fabulous singers leading our hymns for the people who are attending in person and at home. So thank you all so much for supporting me and becoming such an important part of our music ministry. You may be wondering about Sing the Story and its future, a sequel, as it were. I call this Sing the Story 2. Sing the Story 3 is brewing in my aging mind. So be on the lookout for a mid to late July Sing the Story 3, and you can pretty well plot your calendar, your vacation time and all of that around Sing the Story. Sing the Story 4 will happen right before Advent in late November. Have you enjoyed yourself this evening, ladies and gentlemen? I sure hope by the time Sing the Story 3 rolls around in July, first of all, that we'll have nice weather, because my plan is to have it outdoors. Details to be announced. Ooh, I just heard a little murmuring in the audience. Ooh, that sounds nice. So be on the lookout for that, and please do spread the word. This is a brand new ministry of Wesley United Church, and we just want to share our music and our love to everybody out there. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Wesley United Church services are broadcast every single Sunday morning on YouTube, Facebook, and VOWR at 11 a.m., and our live stream begins at 10:45 with this guy hacking away on the piano. And let's see, to support Wesley, I know there are, this is not an easy time for anybody, so this is not an ask, but if you happen to want to and be able to support Wesley Church and our ministries, you are under no pressure to do so, but it is very easy to do. There are collection plates for the people who are here at the back of the building, and those of you watching at home, if you are so inclined, wesleychurch.ca, go to that website, and you can find out there. And if you're unable to, it's fine. We just love having you with us, and we know you're out there. Likewise, VOWR is an all-volunteer radio station, VOWR.org. We rely largely on listener support. So if you are able to support VOWR, we would appreciate that as well. We can't sugarcoat what's going on out there in the world, and it's not something we want to dwell on. We all know all of the bad news that's happening. This next song, which is our final song of the evening, I've kind of selected as our closing theme for Sing the Story and our future broadcast, because it was so beautifully sung and with such enthusiasm the last time. I hope so again this evening. So let's send this one out to our friends in Ukraine, and anyone else in your life and around the world who may be struggling this evening. God be with you till we meet again. Have a wonderful rest of the winter, Lent season, Easter, and I'll see you back here again, hopefully every Sunday, but certainly for Sing the Story in the summer. Take care, everyone, and thank you all for being here. all for being here. Take care. You don't want to leave. I'll make my way down here and I'll see you all on your way out.